Hi, this is Tony, and I'm coming to you from my studio, Riverview Creative Studio in New Bern, North Carolina, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. And so tonight, I thought I would do a tutorial on something that I've been playing around with for a little while, and I've done a lot of different cards, and I want to share those with you. I'll put this away for now. And so I'll show you some of the cards that I've done. First of all, I watched a video a while back with these little, how to use your little scraps of paper. And so this is the card I made a while ago. And so it's on black cardstock. And you do this and then do this separately, this piece here, and then you glue it onto your cardstock so you can do it different ways. But anyway, this one, basically, you use your scrap cardstock. You can cut it at an angle, and it just, you know, how you place it on. But anyway, so this is the first one I did, which I really like the colors, but I truly did it from scraps. But I just picked out colors that I thought went well together. So I don't know about you, but I keep all my little pieces of paper because I just love them, and there's so many different things you can use them for, but they do add up pretty quickly. So that's this one, and this one is kind of random in the shapes and everything. So so I've done I did a few of those just to show you what they were, but I love the different colors. Now this one I actually did cut cardstock because, you know, it's the opposite color of it, but I wanted to do the same from the same set from same designer series paper, so that's why I did this, and I love these colors together. So this one I just wanted to do as that cut of a card, which is, I love the colors. And this one is another random one. I just pulled out different pages of paper in my scrap bin and put this one together, which I kind of like too. So you can, however you want to, you have to think about when you're cutting the paper, if you're going to do it landscape or whichever way you're going to do the card. And so that kind of helps, so you know which way to cut the papers. But anyway, and this is another wood. These are all, this was a longer way, so that's how I decided to do this card. But this is all from the poppies, and so that's those colors. I love those. And then this one's from more of the Hawaiian Island papers. So you could, if I had put this differently, you could do the card this way, but I like my cards this way for some reason today. Okay, so then I said, okay, well, I'm just going to cut the strips and do them straight away. So I decided that I would do, like, this is 3/4, and I would do a 1/2 inch strip and a 3/4 inch strip, and I would use a 6x6 paper. So this is, you know, both sides of it, and so that's how it's kind of random, but it's all from the same DSP. So this is a birthday card, and I did one that's more of a Father's Day card, which I love these colors. And you could just make it a men's birthday card. I just chose to make it Father's Day, but I mean, you could do it, you could turn the card either way. I love the colors, and so that's that one. And then I pulled out Christmas. My husband said, "Why are you doing Christmas?" And I'm like, well, I wanted to do a card. It's just, you know, because isn't it fun? I mean, it's just fun. I like it. So I did a Christmas one. And then I had some Halloween paper. And of course the skeleton and these sentiments came from the paper pumpkin. There's two different skeletons, but I had some paper and I put it, of course, on orange, and on the inside I put the little skeletons too. Anyway, I thought that was fun. And then this wood I did for a sympathy card. I love the Magnolia Suite, so this wood I did for that sympathy. And then this one I did for a men's birthday card, but you could also do it for Father's Day. And it's all both sides of the DSP. So I thought I would do a couple cards with you. I'm not going to demonstrate this one, but it's the same thing. It's just these are the pages, or the paper. You can see the paper is cut randomly, so it's not all straight. There's some angles, and it's just however it happens, and then however you choose to place them on. It's kind of fun. It's kind of random, but this one is, I thought about it a little bit more, but still it's sort of random. You see how it angles out, and so this is really fun to play with, but it's kind of evident how it works, so I'm not going to work on that one. I'm going to show you. So I thought we would do one from that you could give to an artist friend or just a friend you wanted to send something to. So I pulled out some paper. So we're going to use, so I pulled out the Follow Your Art DSP. And so that's what I went ahead, to the interest of time for this wood, and cut all the pieces out. The next one, I'll cut them with you. So I cut so I'll go over that with you. So I'm using Calypso Coral, which is this color, and the Coastal Cabana. So the Coastal Cabana is going to be the card base. So that will be, I did not, my bone folder, get that done, because we won't be using this right away. So I'll set that over here. And then, so I like to build my card, so that I did a little tag that says "You are amazing" and it has some confetti on it, which I think is really cute. I like this. So anyway, we don't really need these, but I just left them here so I could show them to you. So this is the Coastal Cabana and the Calypso Coral inks, which I didn't really use very much of it. But so when I cut my paper for this, I cut it at 4.5 inches because it's like 4 1/4 across here. And so I cut it at 4.5, so it'll extend over just a little bit, and then we can trim them later, and that way it just kind of, it just fits better. You could cut them exactly and do them that way, but I just cut them just a little bit longer, so it allows you to play with it a bit. So we need 5, I cut 5 of them at 3/4 of an inch wide. So this is more, I'll get my fingers, this is more of the 3/4 of an inch wide here. And then these, and then I cut 5 of them at 1/2 inch. And so that works for me. You can choose to cut them to whatever length you want. I mean, you could make them, 1/4 of an inch, and you just have more pieces here, or you could, add more things. But we don't really need 5 of each. It just depends on, what pieces kind of strike your fancy when you're doing it. So that's this card over here. Okay, so let me get my glue out. Now you can use snail if you like, but I like the Tombow, but you can use snail. You don't get to move it around so much. So anyway, so I'm going to start with this piece, and you can you have options. So I'm choosing not to leave a border, but you could leave a border here. And just when you get down here, you might have to cut your pieces if you're kind of anal about it the way I am. I would not want to leave a piece here and then not leave it there. So anyway, so I just don't leave it. So I just use the Tombow and put it on. I know I'm going over too much. So going too far over, so I'll break my little fat bit. Okay, so I like to do it this way. And the other thing is when you're laying down, or when you're thinking about the DSP, when you're thinking about cutting it, you want to think about how you want it to look on your paper. So when you cut DSP, sometimes you want it to go a certain direction depending on how you're using it. Well, you have to think about that when you're here, because if you don't cut the paper the way, then if you did it this way, for example, and you cut it the other way, then you wouldn't have this look. So it just it just depends. So you have to think about it a little bit, but you'll see what I'm talking about. I just wanted to talk about this, show you how to do this fun card. It's really easy. I like having different options to do when I'm creating something. So I wanted to share it with you because it's fun to do something different and learn something new. So sometimes I will put 2 of the same together just because I can. So you're even when you have the strips, I mean, you still have design you have a way of, you could design it so there's no two alike. So you could just do all different sorts of things with it. I'm going to keep this one because I like the, both spools are on there, so I'll keep that to use. Something else, I use this one. I like both sides of the paper. I love these colors. And I've not used this set yet. So I was looking through my papers and saying, okay, Jody, what do you have that you could do something different with? So I have lots of friends who do crafting. I just think it's really a cool paper. And also, if you watch my video from yesterday, this paper's on sale. It's in clearance. So that's cool. That's something you might want to think about getting. Anyway, so let's see. So you just build it like this. I love these colors. Keep building it. And notice I'm putting a lot of the same colors together. Trying to think and also do this. I always say I can't walk and chew gum. So when I'm doing this and I'm talking, oh, goodness. I have to really concentrate. Apologize if I'm not making a lot of sense. Okay, so that's that. And then I'm going to put this one on because I like this one. I'm going to have to do some more with this paper because I really like it. Okay. And after I build it, I usually let it sit around for a while before I cut. You can see you cut the edges off here. You just even these up. But I usually go and do something different while I'm doing it. Okay, so for this one, since I already know that I'm going to put it over here on this edge, and I'm going to have to cut some of it off, I'm just going to run the glue down here. And so then when I put this on, you see, I have to let this one set to dry. Okay, so that's that one. So we'll go do the other card while this one dries a little bit. So I usually just take my bone folder and run it down. And hopefully just sticks pretty good, but just want to make sure. Okay, so you can see, isn't that pretty? So if you wanted to, you could do it on the card this way, or you could do it on the card this way, but you see why I did it this way. So I'm going to do it, my card like this, so you could see the spools. But if you really like it, it kind of looks like it's unraveling. So really, you could do it either way. It looks great either way. But anyway, I'm just stuck on that one thing. So I'm going to put this over here for now, and then we'll look at the other one, the next project, which I'm going to do a kind of a kid's card. So I thought that would be kind of cool. But I wanted to go over this with you. I was watching a video that someone made, and they were making these templates. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. So that when you're building cards, like sometimes you're thinking about something else. And so I'm going to just be building these templates and just having them so that when I do videos, I can show you. So the card template itself that I'm using is 8.5 by 5.5, and then scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so this is basically the kind of card that I use. So you could either fold it over and do it this way, or you can do it this way. So whichever way, but that's that. And then this is either it's 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, so 5 1/4 high by 4. So that gives you 1/4 inch. So that gives you the inside part, the little edges, and so you could use it on the inside or the outside of the card. So that's 5 1/4 by 4, and then I do a lot of circles for my sentiments on the front card. So the 2 1/8 inch sunburst punch, and then the circle punch for 2 inches. So when you put them together, you have it like this. And I'm sure a lot of you know that. But anyway, that's that. Okay, and then this is the "You Are Amazing" that's going to go on that card when we get to doing it. Okay, so the next card, put this back on here for now. The next card we're going to do is in Grapefruit Grove and Pineapple Punch. I like these two colors, and we're going to use the Birthday Bonanza DSP. So we're going to cut this here at 4 1/4. We're going to cut it at 4 1/4. So then I'll have my strips. And so if I cut it here at 4 1/4, then when I do my strips, so the birds and all the animals will be going this way on my card. Okay, so if you wanted to do it differently, then you would cut it this way. But this is how I'm going to do it. So again, we need 5 of them at 4 1/2 by 1/2, 5 at 4 1/2 by 3/4. And so I'm going to bring my my cutting. Okay, I'm going to bring this over here so I can cut on camera and show you how I did it. Hopefully you can see this. Okay, so I'm going to, on here, I'm going to go to 4 1/2. Okay, so that I'm going to cut this. I put a new blade on because my other blade was kind of cutting the pages raggedy. So you don't ever want to throw these away because you know they're just, you could use them for so much. Okay, so now I know that I need to do, so I'm going to cut 5 of each. So I'm going to start out doing it by 1/2 inch. So I could do 1/2 inch here. Make sure you can see that. And then 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. 2. This paper is so cute. 3. 4. You don't, like I said, you don't really need 10, but you may only have, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. But it's kind of nice to have options. And so I just cut 5 of them. Okay, let's see how many I can get out of this. I might have to put 3. Let's see. That's 3/4 of an inch. And it doesn't matter if one of them's not really 3/4 of an inch. It won't really matter. Okay, so this is what I started using. Okay, so I used the washi tape because when it gets down this far, I can't really keep it straight. So I put the washi out here. That keeps me from having, if you weren't doing a straight cut like I'm doing, and you wanted it to be wonky and do different cuts, then you really wouldn't have to do this. You just turn your paper. When you're making those sorts of diagonal cuts, you just turn the paper how you want it, and it cuts it. It's kind of fun to do, but I'm in one of those moods where I want everything to work the way I want it to work. So that's gonna do it this way. Okay, so this one we'll have this little extra piece. Maybe I'll use it for something else. Okay, so that's how that's done. So I'll put this away. Put some pieces over here in the trash. So I'm using the Grapefruit Grow, which is this, and then the Pineapple Punch for the card stock. It's right here. And so I've already, for interest of time, I went ahead and fussy cut. I stamped and fussy cut the little bird. And then I went ahead and stamped and put more confetti on this. This is the yellow, so it's still the Pineapple Punch. So I went ahead and did that. Okay, so now we're gonna take this Grapefruit Grove piece and we're gonna put our little critters on it. So this time, I think I'm going to start with a small one. So I'll put him on first. This tape. Move this up because I am moving everything. Okay, move this up here. I like the blue color as well. Anyway, so yeah, so if you saw my video last night, or if you haven't watched it, you can see it on YouTube. I went through the catalogs, the current catalogs, and pointed out by page number and item what is on clearance. And so there's some really good deals. So pull out your catalog and then get on my video and go through the catalog with my video. And you could mark everything that is on sale or on clearance. Ooh, gotta make sure I put them in the right direction. There we go. So cute. Okay. But this just gives you another alternative. I like doing different things. What did I do that for? I'm gonna put that aside for now. So I want to do this. I want this one to come out. Okay. Talking to myself. I want it to be this way. I want the blue. Okay, there it is. Oh. Anyway, I tried to grow my my YouTube channel. So if you guys would be so kind to go to my YouTube and like and subscribe to my channel so you'll get notified about my videos. I would love it. I need to get more people seeing me so I could get more followers. But anyway, for the meantime, I'm just doing more videos, and I have my studio. I mean, I have my webpage that I'm working on. I have to get out of this studio so I can work on my webpage. But you know, I always want to make cards. I'm just having so much fun making the cards. I don't want it to work. But I need to work on the hard stuff and get my webpage. Got to put some photos and stuff like that out there. Write a couple blogs. But it's on the agenda for this weekend, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's that. And hopefully you can see that really well. And let's see, we'll put this one on. I love these little birds. This will be a fun little card for kids. Or if you know somebody that's having a milestone birthday over 50 or 40, you could make them a little fun card like this. It would be cute. Let's see how this is going to be. It's not just perfect. Okay. I like these colors. I was just trying to decide what I wanted to do, but I wanted to like show you different options of what you could do and with the various papers. Okay, so this is done. Is that cute? Love the colors. So cute. So he's done. So I'm going to put him aside and let him dry a little bit. And then I think maybe this guy over here, where did I do with it? Where did I put it? Under something. What did I do with it? Toady? Oh, here it is, right under my nose. Sitting here. Okay, so this one, I usually cut it over the trash can, but I'm going to cut it for you here because that way you can see it. I'm not my trash can. So anyway, so this is done. It's pretty dry now. And I'm just going to take my scissors, my snips, and just go right along the edge. And cut this off. I mean, you could go as close as you want, but it doesn't. I'm going to have to go back and trim this a little bit more. It's kind of messy. Still a little bit wet. I would normally let it dry a little more, but it'll be okay. I've had a little bit of coffee today. I'm a little shaky. It's one of those days where I just needed some caffeine. I was working up here in my studio. I looked at the clock. It was 3 a.m. I'm a night owl sometimes, most of the time actually. So right now this whole isolation thing has just got me, my hours are off because, you know, I just do what I want to do. And if not like I'm going anywhere. So if I just stay up and work, and then the next day I could just sleep for however long I need to sleep. But anyway, but I really like to not stay up all night. So, but I was having such a fun time making these cards last night. I made 4 cards, and you know, I'm designing. So when I'm designing how I want to do something, that making a card, it takes me a little bit longer until I figure out what I'm doing. And then once I figure it out, I'm just like boop, boop, boop. Okay, so then we're going to mount this on here, and I am going to use snail if I can locate it. Where I stuck it earlier. Oh, there it is. There's my snail. Okay. This stuff is like liquid gold. Oh my gosh, I go through so much of it. So I often use the Tombow on this, but tonight I decided I would live on the edge and do snail. Okay, so I did not stamp the inside, the sentiment on the inside, because I'm not sure how I want to use the card. So I don't when I send cards to people, to friends and stuff, I usually just write what I want on the inside. I don't necessarily stamp. I used to buy a lot of blank cards because I like to write my own stuff. Isn't that cool? But you could, stamp it. You could put a piece of white in if you wanted to. These lighter colors I tend not to. So let's see. All right, so I did this little You Amazing thing. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on here. Okay, dimensional. Oops. You have to go on here. You can't steal my fingers. Okay, so I'm using a little bit more. And I did it. Eventually I might put some ribbon on here, but I haven't really found a ribbon that I wanted, so I'm not going to put one on, but you could always add a ribbon. But for the purposes of the demo, I'm not doing that. So it says, "You are amazing." Now you can put this anywhere on the card. I like kind of like the bottom right, but it just depends what I'm doing. Isn't that cool? Yay, you are amazing. Wouldn't you like to get that in the mail? Who wouldn't want to get that? It's just so fun. So bright, cheerful. So if you got a friend who's sewing or right now making masks or, is just really crafty, this would be a perfect card. You could make it a birthday or whatever. Okay, so that's that one. So I'm going to set that one over here. And then now I think we can finish this one. Let's see how it's doing. I've got to use these colors are retiring. So if you like these colors, you might want to think about picking them up. But again, there's lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff in the catalog that's on clearance. So you should, if you get a chance this weekend, take a look at that video. Because our new annual catalog will come out for customers on the 1st or 2nd of June. It'll be, it's out in PDF right now, but we can't share it with anyone right now. But on the beginning part of May, we'll be able to start buying the product so we can get familiar with it before you guys start buying it. So we could show you some different ways of using it or enticing you to use a product that you may not have thought about. So I like the colors of this one. The one thing you have to do, and I would make this mistake if I wasn't really thinking about it right now, is, I could put this accidentally because of the way the birds are. I could put this the wrong way very easily if I wasn't paying attention. And I may or may not have done that before, but I'm not confessing tonight. So that's where this goes. And so I just love these colors. Okay, so I'm going to go with my trusty snail again. I've used this. Stuff is magical. And we're getting a new stale product. It's not going to be stale, so it's going to be something let's say is better. We're going to love it. But right now we have our snail. Look at that. The little random pieces are my thing. Okay, so try to get this as straight as I can. Okay, there it is. Look at that. Isn't it fun? I haven't even put the sentiment on, but isn't it fun? So cute. Love it. Okay, so then I usually just glue this one on, but since I'm in the snail way, I'm going to put it on here. Snail on here, and then put this here. Like this, and then I'll put some dimensionals at the back of here. Sometimes I put more. I'm going to do 2. I'm being stingy tonight. Okay. So again, you could put the happy birthday wherever you want. I mean, the sentiments could go anywhere. So I'm going to put it right up here tonight for this one. So I like it there. Isn't that cool? And I use the silver for the delicata for this. I have gold and I have copper, but I just liked the silver because it kind of sparklies. And the gold does too, but I just thought that the silver just looked better with this particular color, probably because of the koala. I don't know. It just kind of did that. But the sets that I used for my greetings, so for the You Are Amazing, it came from the Band Together on Kling set. And so this is the Bonanza Buddies, and I used the happy birthday from there. I did, and then from So Sentimental, see the little sparkly, so it looks like this. But so it puts the what do you call it, the glitter or the stuff on it. There's a little bit here, but I kind of like doing that. I love this set. This calls for confetti, so it just has a lot of different confetti, so you just kind of stamp it on. And I use the confetti on this, the same one on this wood, and the happy birthday from there. So anyway, I hope you got something fun and enjoyed these two cards. And again, I'm Tony Embry, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. My studio is called Riverview Creative Studio, and it's in Newbern, North Carolina. And you can place an order with me at the https://riverviewcreativestudio.stampinup.net. I would love it. And if you have any questions or just want to say something to me, you could email me at theriverviewcreative@gmail.com. Okay? Well, God bless, and thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Okay? Bye-bye.